So issue number one is being good, quote unquote, all week. And when you are consistently just eating vegetables and lean proteins and fruits all week, and you're restricting other foods like your favorite foods, and you have that feeling of deprivation and not enough balance of adding in your favorite foods, this is the all or nothing mindset that can get you entangled in a very bad craving when it comes to the weekends because of that mindset of that the weekends are different from weekdays. The all or nothing mindset is I'm all in on the weekdays, and then on the weekends, I really want this, I deserve that, and kind of going overboard because of I was good all week. Now it's time to eat. So this is the issue number one, is really restricting yourself during the weekday and not having enough balance of your favorite foods. And we'll address that in later slides of how to combat that. And the number two issue is basically social norms and your norm. So who are you on the weekends? What do you like to do? What environment are you in? Where do you go? Who are you with? And so taking some time to reflect on exactly that and pinpointing where the obstacle lies is going to be super helpful, because even when you are putting directions into a GPS, it asks you first, where are you? Because if you don't know where you are, you don't know how to get to where you want to go. So really taking time for yourself and thinking of, okay, well, who am I on the weekends? What do I do? What is my environment? Who am I with? Where am I going? And then you would be able to identify your specific obstacle. So issue number two is, what do you do and what is your obstacle? And then the complications to that are social gatherings, alcohol in itself, and then eating out with the portion sizes, the ingredients, you're not sure what's in there, and then the addictive nature of sugar. So you eat one meal or snack with a bunch of sugar in it, and it really does have a chemical effect that makes you crave more sugar. So that is a complication all in itself. And then again, that all or nothing mindset of I was good all week, I deserve to dedicate my weekends to, more food, more drinks. It doesn't really matter what I do because I was so good all week. So again, pinpointing your specific obstacle will be really big in that. It could be one of these options or it could be all of them, and being honest with yourself and recognizing that is the first step to fixing it. So the first solution is to balance more on the weekdays. So typically we try to stay away from labeled unhealthy foods on the weekdays so that we can make some progress and really get a feel for really being on track and hitting your goals. If you count calories, hitting your calories. But if you plan to have your favorite food and fit that into your week, this will lessen the cravings that you have on the weekdays because you won't be feeling so deprived or restricted. And so you can track calories to help you decide where you have some wiggle room for some higher calorie options too, because unfortunately, most of those yummy things that we crave out there are higher in calories, lower in nutrients. So if you're eating to recover after a workout, you want something high in nutrients, and that's probably not going to be your favorite food that you'd like to fit in. So an example of how to be a little bit more balanced on the weekdays is Monday, have a burger and switch it out for some healthy options like a lettuce bun. Still put a piece of bacon on there, have some vegetables on the side. That's a 700 calorie dinner. That's perfect. Very macro friendly. And then Wednesday morning, have a donut as a snack. It's the same amount of calories as a protein bar or a serving of nuts. So fit that in. And again, tracking calories can help you do that. But knowing, even without tracking calories, that I can have this because it's the same amount as a regular snack I would normally have, even if it's not the most healthy option, it fits. And that is great. And just being less restrictive is definitely going to help with that too. And solution number two is to plan it out. So when you have your weekends coming up, everyone makes their plan, talk to their people, they figure out what's going on. You could also do the same thing with your nutrition. So Friday night, if you're having drinks with friends, do eat a healthy, lower calorie meals all day. Stick to your calories, stick to healthy meals, whole foods, high protein, high vegetables all day long. And then look at the menu ahead of time and make a decision of what to eat. Make sure the dinner is filling, but not too many calories, and just make that decision of what you're going to eat and stick to it. when we make decisions when we're super hungry, that allows us to a lot more leeway. We might overeat. We might pick something that is not the healthiest. So try to make that decision first and then just stick to it. And then you can also cut down on calories by having soda or water in between drinks. And that can turn it into, instead of 1,000 calories of drinks, 500 or even less. And you could also choose lower calorie drinks. Or if you want, one higher calorie drink, and then the rest can be lower calories. So you want to balance with just eating well throughout the day. And if you're having drinks with friends, have some lower calorie options, drink some soda in between. And instead of going all out, all in, and not paying attention to any of it, just be a little conscientious of what you're doing. But do not skip dinner or have something so small that you're really, really hungry when you get home, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., and you just want to scour the fridge and eat a bunch. And so that's, again, just making sure that the dinner option that you pick is satisfying and it's just not overboard. And then, don't have 6 high calorie drinks, have 1 or 2. And then if you keep going, just switch to lower calorie options and that'll help you balance it out too. And then again, planning it out Saturday, maybe you are hungover after Friday and then you have a date night, you're going back out to dinner. So have lots of water and have a healthy lower calorie breakfast or lunch or both. And then just set yourself right back on track so that you can enjoy whatever you want for dinner. And it's basically a pick one type of situation. So you can cut back on something else. If you want a really good dinner, pulled pork mac and cheese, that was like the first thing that came to my mind because my roommate was talking about it before, then have it, enjoy it. But skip the appetizer, skip the dessert, have a few less drinks. Or if you really want this high calorie appetizer, have it. Have a lower calorie dinner, less drinks, dessert. Just pick one, an appetizer, drinks, dessert, or dinner. And again, stop eating when you're full. Save the rest to go. Food will never escape you. You could always have it tomorrow. It's exciting to still have it for tomorrow. And again, just pick one. If you have a high calorie blank, pick a lower calorie blank. And you can decide what you want most that day. And planning it out will help you just stick to your plan. And do not say, F it, I'm hungover and I deserve to have a huge, huge brunch, or I've been good all week. Let me eat 3,000 calories between this, tonight, between apps and dinner and drink and dessert. That's when people really go overboard, when they just throw their hands up in the air saying, well, I deserve this. Or they say, well, this is a special occasion. A random Saturday night is not a special occasion. A wedding is, a birthday is, a celebration, a holiday. Things like that are special occasions, but every Saturday night probably is not. So pick one. And then, on Sunday, make your favorite breakfast, but be calorie conscious of it. Portion sizing goes a long way. So you can have option 1, which is smaller pancakes plus some scrambled eggs to get those healthy fats and proteins in there. And light maple syrup, portion controlled, 500 calories is a normal breakfast. Or you can have a lot of maple syrup and 2 big pancakes, which is full of carbs, no fats, no proteins, and that's 860 calories. So portion sizing can go a long way in making sure you have a more filling option on your plate, like protein, fat, instead of just carbohydrates, are going to help you fill up with lower calories as well. And solution number 3, and the final solution, exercise. When you plan to exercise, I have a lot of people say this, is when I work out, I feel like I need to eat better. I feel like I want to eat healthier options. And you also don't want to eat so much before a workout session too. And so that really helps how much food you would normally consume. And then, sweating out a hangover, if that does happen, and hydrating will have you not crave high calorie foods as much. They've done studies on people who do drink a bunch of alcohol and get hungover. They actually crave higher calorie foods. And when you're sleep deprived, you also do that too. And alcohol messes with your sleep quality. So you have alcohol in your system, you're dehydrated, you have bad sleep, you're hungover, you want higher calorie foods. So with exercise, going on a walk, going on a little run, sweating it out, that'll help you diminish those effects as well. And because alcohol can actually be metabolized. And so that means you could use it for energy during your exercise, and it doesn't have to be intense. It just has to be a little bit of meaningful movement to get your body back on track. And so the overview, basically, don't be so restrictive on weekdays. Enjoy your favorite foods so that you can really be intuitive with yourself and understand that food will never escape me. I don't have to be good or bad. That doesn't exist. Food is food is food. And then plan your weekends and pick one thing to overdo it on each day. It could be food, it could be desserts, it could be snacks, it could be brunch, lunch, whatever you want to overdo it on that one day. Pick one thing and have fun. And again, watching the portion sizes. When you're full, put it away, save it for later, enjoy it later. And, you know, a lot of people after the weekend, they'll be like, I shouldn't have done that. I feel so guilty. I ruined it. That's the all or nothing mindset. Guilt is when you do something actually wrong, usually to others, not for eating cookies or eating food, which we need to survive. So save the guilt because you deserve to have whatever you want and you didn't do anything wrong, keeping that in mind. And don't change your workout program just because you ate too much. Just keep on trucking, going along with it, and just no guilt, no shame. You don't have to change a single thing. Even if you binged all night, don't have to change a single thing. Just be courteous to yourself and keep on going exactly how you were. So now we're going to get into just a little bit of these mindset myth busters that people usually have around nutrition and weekends and overeating. And basically the number one that I hear all the time is, oh, well, if I work out, then I can eat this. Or if I eat this, I really have to work out. Exercise and nutrition are two separate things. They are completely separate from one another, and one does not mitigate or moderate the other. In terms of energy balance, though, exercise is calories burned and eating is calories consumed, right? But it is a lot easier to eat a lot of calories than it is to burn a lot of calories. Like a typical Italian dinner will take you 2 hours to eat, you know, with the whole food service and waiting. And so if you have a typical appetizer, typical dinner, some glasses of wine, a little dessert, it's over 2,000 calories, right? And to burn over 2,000 calories is 5.5 hours of exercise, which you're not going to do in one time. It'll probably take you 5 days to do. It's intense. It's just, you can limit the amount of compensating you feel you have to do with just respecting your hunger and respecting your fullness. And just knowing that exercise and nutrition are separate entities. And when it comes to energy balance, they just don't equate. Eating is so much easier to do more of than exercising. And exercise is completely different because there are so many health benefits associated with movement and just moving more through the day and different intensities of exercise. And there's other benefits and health effects of eating healthy whole foods versus eating high sugar, high processed foods as well. So they're completely separate and one doesn't outweigh the other. And you don't have to compensate with more exercise just because you overate. Stick to your program, keep trucking along, and do what you've been doing. And then another mindset that I hear of a lot is you have to be deserving of food. I was so good all week, I deserve to have this. Food is not a reward or an escape or a solution to anything other than hunger. And it's not something that you need to deserve. Food is actually, you need it to live, right? And so food is energy, food is fuel, food is also culture and social good times and enjoyment as well. So, but it's not something that needs to be deserved of. And so again, just watching your mindset of that all or nothing diet culture, food is either good or bad, that is going to give you more basically a higher propensity to overeat because you think that I need to get this all in right now. I already ruined my diet. I might as well overeat now so that I could start back tomorrow. But food should just be a consistent, I'm hungry, I'm full, I'm hungry, I'm full. I overate, awesome, it was great. Let me just, go back to normal. So it's not something that you need to be deserving of. If you want a donut, eat that donut, and it's amazing. It's great. But if you want a donut after already having a donut, save it for tomorrow. You could always have it tomorrow. Food will always be there. It will never escape you. And you always are deserving of food because you're human and you need it for energy in life, right? And then, of course, that all or nothing mindset. Well, I already ruined it. So if I told you, if I overate at brunch and I asked you what I should do for lunch, knowing that I'm trying to maintain a lean figure, I'm trying to lose weight, what would you say? You'd probably say, well, just wait until you're hungry and eat a smaller lunch. You wouldn't say, well, you might as well just eat everything, right? That's the all or nothing. And if someone was asking you a question about what they would do, that's probably the answer you would give them. But it's hard to follow our own advice because of that all or nothing mindset. So just know that that doesn't exist and food will always be there. And you didn't do anything wrong if you overeat. Just listen and respect your body, your hunger, and your fullness. So what actually happens when you overeat, right? One meal will not throw you off track. A meal is a meal. It's not a life sentence. It's not some horrible family death. It's just a meal. And I hope it was a good one. But know that consuming 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So if you have your baseline amount of calories that your body expends in a day, personally, I burn about 2,300 calories a day. If I eat 3,500 calories above that 2,300 calorie, then I'll gain a pound. Okay, so that is a lot of calories that I hope I've never eaten in one day, right? So when you gain that 2, 4, 6 pounds over the 1 to 2 days, a lot of it is due to water retention, due to salt. It could be still a food baby that you need to release still. Some of it will be body fat if you overate that much, bloating, stool again that you need to get rid of. So a lot of it will just go back to normal after a day or two. And just know that you only actually gained a pound of fat if you overate by 3,500 calories. So normal situations, that's not usually the case. And then again, we have these emotional solutions, right? Of just don't feel guilty for food. Food is food. It's fuel. It's social. It's culture. It's not something you did wrong. And you don't have to change your routine to compensate because exercise does not negate food, and neither does food negate exercise or the lack thereof. They're very separate. And then, your progress is not wasted after overeating one day or 2 days or just, going off the chain on the weekend. You still had some healthy habits that you created. You had healthy foods that you ate during the week. You had healthy exercise routine. All of that stuff still exists. You still did it and it was still great. A few days does not get you off track. And you're just one day away from being back down to your normal weight or your normal habits or your normal routine. And you might just need to plan better for the next week. And so that is really it. And I hope that was concise, to the point, and helpful. So if you have any questions, comments, or situations you'd like me to walk through, then please share, and I will.